Okay. After we discuss the transaction processing system, we are now going to move to our decision support system, or the DSS. DSS, or Decision Support System, it is an interactive computer-based system which helps decision makers utilize data and models to solve unstructured problems. So DSS couple the intellectual resources of individuals with the capabilities of the computer to improve the quality of decisions. And it is a computer-based support system for management decision makers who deals with the semi-structured and unstructured problems. So kagaya na pinakita ko during our discussion with the TPS, so most of the data na pumapasok kay TPS will be generated and transferred to our DDSS as information na ginagamit ng ating top management in order to make decisions for semi-structured or unstructured problems. So ito yung mga problems na hindi natin masyado inaasahan or talagang hindi natin inaasahang problems. So with the use of information from our DSS, yung mga reports na generate natin dito, we can provide quality decisions. So DSS is a computer-based system consisting in three interacting components. First, it is a language system, which is a mechanism to provide communication between the user and the other components of the DSS. The knowledge system, which is a respiratory problem domain knowledge, embodied is DSS either as data or procedures. And it is a problem processing system wherein the link between the other two components containing one or more of the general problem handling capabilities required for decision making. So a decision support system, it is an information system which is used by managers in making decisions and to support, not to replace people. And when the decision is semi-structured or instructed, use when the decision is semi-constructed or instructed, incorporate a database of some sort and also incorporate models. So sa DSS, merong mga models nang ginagamit wherein uh, our decision will be based on the result generated by our information system. So what is the common day-to-day decision support system? First is the GPS. So decision support system operates at many levels, and there are many decisions examples in common day-to-day use. For example, is the GPS, or the geographical positioning system, wherein it route planning and determines the fastest and the best route between 2 points by analyzing and comparing multiple possible options. So many GPS systems also include traffic avoidance capabilities that monitor traffic conditions in real time, allowing motorists to avoid congestion. So we all know we are very particular with the use of our GPS, na kung saan mas madali natin nakikita kung, for example, the application, the Waze. So ginagamit natin siya para malaman kung saan mas madaling dumaan, saan mas mabilis, kung ano yung status ng dadaan natin, kung merong bang traffic, kung merong accident. So mas nalalaman natin yon through the use of GPS route. In terms of farmers, use crop planning tools to determine the best time to plant, fertilize, and reap. So with the use of technology, with the use of information system, yung mga farmers, nalalaman nila kailan ba mas magandang time mas mag-plant ng halaman. Kailan siya i-fertilize at kailan siya aanihin. In terms of medical diagnosis, software that allows the medical personnel to diagnose illnesses is another example. So most systems shares a common attributes in the decisions are repetitive and based on known data. However, they are infallible and may make incorrect or irrational decisions, something many early GPS users discovered. So sabi nga, hindi kasi siya sometimes hindi lahat ng information na lumalabas doon sa ating mga DSS is tama. So kagaya ng ano sa GPS, 'di ba, nakakita tayo ng mga memes na kung saan yung isang motorist dinala kung saan siya tinuro ng ways na dumaan. So medyo mahirap ding pagbasihan minsan, pero most of the time naman is nagiging tama naman yung decisions ng ating mga DSS. This is a support system example that use historical data. So our DSS use historical data in every facet of business and life, is well developed and mature. Although such information is not always directly actionable, it's an important part of TSS because it reports past performance and highlights areas that need attention. So some example are the descriptive analytics, wherein the metrics such as sales results, inventory turnover, and revenue growth. In terms of diagnostic analytic, we have the it digs a bit deeper to reveal results and explain reason for past performances as measured by descriptive analytics. In terms of business intelligence, although largely based on historical data, business intelligence solutions allow users to develop and run queries that are used to guide and support decision making. And we have here the ERP, the Enterprise Resource Planning Dashboard, users configurable dashboard that allows managers to monitor a variety of performance indicators. So with the use of our decision support system that uses historical data, we are able to identify what is the problem with our operations. So from previous year, from previous month, or from previous week, we can compare that in our ongoing operation. So with the use of that, top management will always monitor our performance. The manual in the hybrid support system, an example, is the numerous manual techniques exist that support decision making. This includes activities such as the SWOT, the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats analysis, where teams determine the organization's strengths and weakness, as well as identifying threats facing the organization and potential opportunities for further growth. So the outcomes of SWOT analysis are actionable decisions for moving the organization forward. So other manual tools include decision matrices, Pareto analysis, and cost benefit analysis. So, with the help of our manual decision support system, kagaya na nga nung mga sinabi ko kanina, yung mga matrix, Pareto, so we use that as a manual decision support system na kung saan ma-identify natin manually kung ano ba yung magiging decision natin. For example, in terms of opportunities, how we are going to decide for the improvement or for a strategy ng ating business. The threats, the possible threats na meron sa ating industry. So hybrid DSS solutions include the use of spreadsheet analysis that tap into the capability of Excel to compute, analyze, compare options, and evaluate what-if scenarios. So we have data analysis kay Excel na kung saan ginagamit din natin siya statistically, ano yung possible maging result. Although manual and hybrid DSS solutions are relatively slow and unwieldy in the right hands, they are powerful decision support tools and many organizations rely on them. So mostly kasi ay ginagamit pa rin natin yung manual and hybrid. Kumbaga, hindi lang tayo nag-rely doon sa support system natin, wherein we also use the manual decision support system. So DSS software that helps predict future trends. While it's essential to understand what happened in the past and why it happened, this knowledge is of limited to use when trying to predict the future, except possibly in a very stable and predictable environment. However, this is hardly ever the case. Fortunately, techniques exist will impact company or business. For example, these tools can predict based on past performance, external data, and market feedback, figures for future product demand, product obsolescence, and returns. So this is called predictive analytics and forms the basis of another type of DSS tool. So we are going to use here the historical data in order to predict ano ba yung possible mangyari doon sa ating operations. So one that helps predict that will happen in the near future. In terms of predictive analytics, it is used a combination of the data mining, statistical tools, and machine learning algorithms to determine the likelihood of certain events taking place. So bank uses these techniques to detect fraud. Insurance companies use them to evaluate the risk. Madalas to ginagamit, for example, in terms of investment, in terms of insurances. So, kaya natin may determine ano ba yung possible interest rate sa mga susunod na taon. So, with the use of this DSS, we can evaluate the risk and use a ride-hailing firms to determine ticket prices based on demand. And the last one is the DSS modeling to support data-driven decision making. The most effective decision support system example are those that determine the best decision. Based on a certain criteria, such system removes subjectively and bias from the decision-making process. Additionally, they are able to evaluate numerous alternative scenarios and identify the best. The usual approach is to develop a mathematical model of the business, see how it makes decisions, and use optimization software to determine the outcomes of various scenarios. So this technique is based on prescriptive analytics and extremely powerful. While some suggest that it's only the decision-making process that should be modeled. So developing a full model of the organization increase versatility and improve accuracy in terms of financial outcomes. So the two optimization approaches, rules-based and optimization models. When you say rule-based, ito yung model works well when possible. Possible results can be largely predetermined, such as with assessing insurance risk. On the other hand, we have the optimization model are more adaptable, can handle more complex issues, and deal with multiple constraints and trade-offs. So, kagaya ng mga optimization model natin sa operations research, this DSS modeling can handle different multiple constraints and trade-off. So that is our decision support system.